day before yesterday on Tuesday. Yesterday we could not meet because of my office schedule, some sudden plans. So we are meeting today, friends, for the day one. So I believe most of you have joined on Tuesday, right? And we talked about the course, friends. So just to give you a recap, so we are coming up with a course. We call it SRE, Site Reliability Engineer, and Cloud Performance Engineering and DevOps. So this course is intended for anybody who looking into like performance engineers, budding to be they're trying to be SRE engineers, or they are anybody who wants to move to DevOps, cloud admin, cloud engineer, a support role, production support role. So this is the perfect course for all of them. Uh, I request everybody to be on mute. You can unmute yourself and ask any question at any time, but otherwise, please be on mute, friends. Thank you. So, about the course, friends, let me give you a tour how we are going to plan it. Okay. So, let me go over the course flow. How are we planning to go about the course is what we will discuss now. I'll open a spreadsheet, notepad. See, as I mentioned, it's going to be from scratch. That's the USP of this course. Okay. Completely from scratch. Anybody, whatever we talk about, we assume that we don't know the audience. My audience doesn't know anything about. So the first topic that we take is cloud. Today, we will be starting the cloud. That's what we take up and we prepare. We take from very basics. If you look at the course content, we talk from what is cloud computing, service models, what is the understanding of what is platform as a service, software service, infrastructure as a service. And then we talked about how do we set up alerts, how do we create account, and we talk from basics understanding, right? What is cloud? So if you are not studied or gone over cloud anytime before, that's fine. You're covered. That's what we take up. We don't expect you to have any prior knowledge on this. I do expect you to have, if I say IP, you understand. If I say port, you understand. Server, you understand. Like basic understanding of those things will be enough, right? We'll be doing hands-on all the topics that we have listed here. I don't want to go over all the topics right now. It may be boring for you if you do not know this. So we cover from very scratch and we take you to a level where upon like putting some extra effort, you could be a solution architect associate certified. Solutions architect associate certified. That's what we do, friends. This is what we do. Upon few guides, I'm not telling whatever we do cover as part of the course, it covers everything about the about the certification. No, that's not possible because it's not a cloud course, it's a different course, right? But upon whatever we cover the basics, like the fundamentals. We'll make your strong fundamentals, and upon few guidance, I'll guide you also how to proceed, and you can go on with that path and you can apply for certification. I'll guide you on that. So that's how we take it. Everything is hands-on. I'm going to show you things. Everybody is going to have a cloud account like this right now, the one we have, because industry has moved towards cloud. Every infrastructure, whichever company you join, they are in cloud, some or the other cloud. We'll be taking up AWS here. We can take only one cloud, but once you know one cloud, you can easily learn other clouds. Like it's, if you know a performance testing tool, you can easily pick up any other tool. Like the UI will changes, the look and feel, the name of the services changes. That's how we take it up, friends. So that's the first topic. We take about 3 weekends, 3 weeks here to complete. Like we cover 12 to 13 hours here, like dedicated. We have 45 hours of live sessions. In that 45 hours, you can think like we have covered 12 to 13, 14 hours we cover. So 1/3 is completely here. That's because that's where the fundamental is. And we talk about a lot of things from performance engineering perspective, from the availability perspective, from the reliability perspective, from the security perspective, from the cost optimization perspective. We touch base on every topic, whichever service we cover, we talk about in these language. You always hear me say high availability, we need to do this, right? Performance, we need to take up like this, right? So cost optimization, reliability, security. So when we are covering this, you will be given access to the Linux recorded sessions, friends. That's the plan. It's going to be recorded sessions. I did mention to you on Tuesday. It's going to be recorded sessions, 3.5 hours of recorded sessions, my recorded sessions. You'll be given a playlist because right now, if I ask you, can you open a file in Windows, edit that file, replace a word in that file, and close it, save it, close it? Most of you can do this in Windows, because everything GUI based. You double click, open the file, you did Control F, Control G, and you replace this, saved it, closed it. But can you do the same thing in Linux? Just I am giving you a simple example, right? And we need to do that. We need to be comfortable with Linux. If I tell you, like you have a control panel, you can create users. Can you do the same thing in Linux? Can you give permissions to the user? How will you give permission to a file? So we need to discuss. You need to know the Linux, friends. If you are a performance engineer, you're going to be a DevOps engineer or a cloud engineer, production support role, you need to be comfortable with Linux. We cover up to the level of shell scripting, where you could write a shell script to monitor the infrastructure, like the performance monitoring, right? That's what I'm talking about here. We cover up to that level where you can write a shell script to monitor the infrastructure like CPU, memory over the, let's say you have joined the company and you don't have any commercial tools or any monitoring tool, but you're supposed to cover this, you want to capture the CPU memory for the 1 hour and plot a graph. How would you do that? So you can sell script like how we have, friends, in Windows Task Manager, right? We can see details here about all these things happening, about the performance, right? We can check these details. We have perfmon here in Windows. Like we can do the similar stuff in Linux. So after you complete this, you will feel okay. It's just an operating system. That's what I want you to feel. Just an operating system. Why you were thinking so big about it? It's just an operating system, like a language, friends. If you know it, how to operate in the OS, you get comfortable. If you don't know, it becomes difficult because when you don't know, you don't know what is that. So we talk about that. So it's going to be in parallel. I'll be going over the cloud, but you'll be along with that. You will be given access to practice this, and I'll be giving you a Linux platform. I'll be enabling you, everybody, all of you would have a Linux platform to practice Linux commands, right? Apart from this third thing, after we complete the cloud part, we'll be talking about microservices. What is microservices? The architecture, how different it is from monolithic. Where do we deploy microservices? We'll talk about Docker, a container engine. We'll talk about container engine. Docker is a container engine, right? We'll talk about Kubernetes. Again, this takes again 30% of our entire course. This is a very big topic. Understanding of Kubernetes, how the routing happens, very important. And in the cloud part, friends, one of the very highlight for all the performance engineers and SRE engineers that we cover load balancer and auto scaling group. It's very important highlight. You can check the course content, but I'm just highlighting so that you understand. Very important, load balancer and auto scaling group. And similarly, we talk about in this VM approach. Now, in the case of container, how do we do load balancer? We'll talk about in Kubernetes. Right? Very important, Kubernetes. You attend the interview, you'll understand what is this, right? It will never happen that your interview will complete without any questions on Kubernetes. They will be asking questions, right? You would be agreeing if you have attending the interview actively, friends. Every company they ask, either you're a performance engineer or a cloud engineer or DevOps engineer or SRE engineer. They would ask you about ingress, what is load balancer, what is API gateway, what is the difference, what is replica set, pods. We'll talk about all these things here in the Kubernetes. You can check this, friends, whatever I'm talking about it's here. Container engine. I don't want to go in detail about this. I just want to give you a high level. Kubernetes here, a lot of things, You'll be given PPTs. You'll be given PPTs for the reference. All these things have PPTs, all these documents I'll be sharing you. Once you enroll, you'll be part of this Google Drive where you'll all have access to these materials along with the recorded sessions as you know. Friends, after this, we will talk about DevOps. Remember our first slide when we introduced, we did talk about these things. We talked about DevOps, we talked about cloud, we talked about microservices, we talked about containers, right? So we will talk about Jenkins here, how to integrate Jmeter with Jenkins, how do we create a job in Jmeter, how do we do continuous performance testing in Jmeter, how performance engineering and DevOps are linked. And in DevOps, we'll talk about that. Once we're talking about this topic, friends, you will be given access to, I don't want to dump everything, right? I don't want you to just know a very structured way how we take up things. You will be given, when we are discussing about this will take 20% of the entire course. When we're covering this, you'll be given access to Java performance engineering. Again, the recorded sessions. There are only two recorded sessions, the Linux part and Java. Right? So you will be given access to the Java performance engineering, friends, the recorded sessions. I want to be crystal clear with no confusion, friends. Why are we doing this? Because just to manage it, because this entire course takes 3 months to complete. If you don't provide the recorded sessions and mix it, it will go for 6 months, which we don't want. Right? Nobody would be interested. 6 months is too big, too long a time. Earlier, we used to take this as part of live sessions, but we have stopped this. So you'll be given access. This is going to be 11 hours, friends. My recorded sessions here. You will talk about JVM architecture, how memory management works in Java, what is shallow heap, retained heap, like all those from the application performance engineering. All these things, the cloud part, the Kubernetes part, all these things we're talking from the infrastructure performance engineering, platform engineering we're talking about. This will talk from the application performance engineering. So the objective is totally different. Right? Again, this is going to be the recorded session, friends. And you can ask me questions. That's how we plan it. And then once you have this fundamental, friends, like this much knowledge, we'll talk about SRE. That's where we start. Because you need to have this background. Because as I mentioned, I don't expect you to know all these things. I'll be building you. All you have to do is make sure that you practice things. Okay. I don't want you to just listen and attend the next session. You need to spend some time, get comfortable with what was done in the last session. That's how I expect, so that you follow things. You don't get bored, because when you don't do that, you get bored, right? Because when you don't understand things, or when you're not done the hands-on in the last session, so I need you to spend at least 1 hour. So there are only 3 sessions in a week. That's all, right? Out of 7 days, only 3 sessions: Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Only we meet for 3 days, 1.5 hours. You'll have enough time in the week to practice. That's how we have planned it. So we talked about SRE concepts, friends, a lot of things here: disaster recovery, database performance, a cloud database performance engineering, how deployment works, what is blue-green deployment, what is rolling update deployment, what is A/B testing, what is A/B deployment, canary deployment. We talk about a lot of things, the concepts of what is SLO, SLA, SLOs, SLIs, error budgets. What are these things? Like a lot of terminologies like high availability, reliability. What do we actually mean when we say fault tolerance? A lot of concepts, MTBF, mean time between failures, recovery time. So we talk about a lot of things, concepts here, friends, in the SRE part. Um,
In
we
SRE, it
talk.
covered QoS testing, database tuning as well, right?
See, when you say database tuning, right? See, it's a very huge domain in itself. Understand that. Our 80% of the course is covered here. Understand this. If I talk about database, we talk about there could be SQL tuning. We cover from the infrastructure perspective. That's the scope. When I say database, which is part of AWS and SRE, let's say when I talk about database, what we cover, let me tell you. When you say cloud database, I will cover from the infrastructure perspective, not from the SQL tuning,
Okay.
right? Because from the infrastructure, from the cloud perspective, like if I just give you a couple of words, we'll talk about how do you make sure your database is highly available. If your primary database is down, how would you ensure that you don't have a downtime? I will talk from this perspective. I will talk in that perspective that let's say your database is highly, you have a lot of read write calls happening and you need another database which can handle more traffic. We talk about read replica concept. So from the infrastructure perspective, we talk about because we talk from the cloud database. In the cloud database, if I show you, we have a lot of database options. I'll talk about all those database, why we have these many databases. What is relational databases? You mostly know like MySQL, Oracle, SQL Server, IBM DB2, MariaDB, all examples of RDS. But apart from RDS, we have a lot of other databases also, non-relational database. So I'll talk about that. What is non-relational databases? How they're different from a relational database. And then from the infrastructure, from the platform engineering, what we're supposed to do. Because the tuning is a totally different thing, right? You how to do SQL tuning. If it's a relational database, what will you do if it's a Mongo database or a Cassandra database? Right? So we talk from the platform engineering perspective, not from the SQL tuning perspective. I hope you got the difference, right?
Yeah, but here thread dump, heat dump related AWR reports, everything it will cover how it is.
We cover, okay. See, when you say about the heap dump, thread dump, it's coming here.
Okay.
In the Java performance engineering, those things are coming.
Okay.
When you say AWR, you are very much specific to Oracle database you're talking about. AWR is only in the Oracle. I'm talking about we have other databases, non-relational database. I'll introduce you to that from the cloud perspective. So we are not talking about a very specific database here, Oracle database. But from the application perspective, the heap dump, thread dump is covered here. Those are used to tune the application. Tune the database, it's a different thing. So we talk from the infrastructure perspective, not from the SQL tuning perspective. I hope clear, right, Japan?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you're looking for a just this course, right, I'll tell you, if you're looking for just for the Java performance engineering course, in ISA in itself, we have other courses. Okay, I don't take up that courses. You can very much explore those options. We have performance engineering. If you go to there, we have other courses. If you're just looking for that, they will only talk about heap dump, thread dump, and your AWR report. If you're just looking for that, this would be the course for you. Right? Satish takes it. You can just talk to Mr. Kumar and he'll guide you. We are serving a different problem. We are solving a different problem here. We are talking from a SRE perspective where you need to understand the cloud, you need to understand the Kubernetes, right, and other things. You need to understand the automation. We are talking about a different thing. We're solving a different problem here from the cloud perspective. Okay. Now, moving on. We will talk about observability here, friends. We talk about Prometheus and Grafana. We will talk about how to set up, how do we create dashboards, till that, right? Prometheus and Grafana and Elastic Stack. So these are the two open source. products we talk about. Again, there are so many things here. You can say AppDynamics, Datadog, New Relic. Then we can just have numbers. We are covering open source. Okay, we are not taking any commercial things, because commercial things anyway you get a lot of help from those companies itself. Those are SaaS provider. We talk from the open like source perspective, and how do you set up, how do you install, how do you make sure it captures details, how do you create dashboard. We talk from in that perspective, observability perspective. Then we talk about automation, friends. Automation in the sense of infrastructure automation. We talk about Terraform, we talk about Ansible, and CI/CD pipeline we have already covered here as part of automation. CI/CD pipeline we cover here already. Shell scripting we cover here. So we cover these two things from the automation perspective here. Apart from that, this is what our course is, right? This is going to be this course. Apart from that, if you're enrolling for the SRE course, we do provide you the Python programming and Java programming. Again, recorded sessions is going to be 30 hours of Python, 30 hours of Java, right? So again, it's not my recorded. All these things are my things here. We are just giving you as part of recorded sessions, friends. You're gonna get a normal 30 hours of Python programming and Java programming. But I do cover the Python scripting from the automation perspective. I do cover Python scripting from the automation perspective. Full-fledged programming, friends, we do share as part of the Java programming. We have it here. So this is what this course offers, friends, and we are solving the problem where you are stuck. You want to join the company where they're talking about a lot of such concepts, cloud concepts, and you don't know where to start. What are different things to be covered? Because I have been performance tester engineer myself, I understand the pain point, and that's why this course. That's why this course, and in understanding that, how to fill that bridge is here. Any questions on this, friends? Before we get started with our day one agenda of cloud.
I think last time you will be giving us some introduction to like what is Java's engineering as well, right?
It is here. If you want me to cover it, I can cover it for a day.
No, Java's engineering is same as Java performance engineering.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, okay. I don't know. Actually, okay. That's nice.
So when you say Java engineering, basically we talk about from the optimization perspective, tuning perspective. When developers have written the code, but let's say you have issues with the code, right? So how do you go about troubleshooting the issue? That's about engineering, right? So you need to understand the JVM architecture, how JVM works, how Java manages the memory, different kinds of GC algorithms, right? We need to talk about shallow heap, retained heap, meta space, different kinds of JVM available. How do you know about the memory issue? What is the pattern you want to you will be observing? So we talk about heap dump. How do you go over heap dump, thread dump? So that's about the Java performance engineering we are talking about.
I was telling about this Java CHAOS, right?
But chaos engineering. Okay, chaos.
Yes, yes. Sorry, I mispronounced it.
It's
You'll
called
be giving
chaos.
some
Yes, we
introduction
covered.
on that.
Yes, we cover as part of here. Yeah, as part of
Okay.
SRE we covered. Yeah.
Okay.
It's called chaos engineering. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, sir.
So
Yes.
Roshan, SRE
Hello?
is like, is it this much only? What we have right now, or it is more than this?
See, it's
Like
all
after
about
this course,
what
will it
level.
be?
Go ahead.
Yeah, please.
I got your question. See, it's all about, we need to know if you cover this. See, when you work, there's a difference. This is from the knowledge perspective, right? You need to have this much knowledge to even get into a company, to get into a role of an SRE. But when you work, you get different challenges. You get work various challenges. Let's say let's say you talk about Jmeter. Let's say somebody teaches you scripting, but we cannot say that only this will be the scripting. It depends on the application. It depends on the complexity, right? The use case. You need to adapt to that. But this is from the knowledge perspective. This is the what you need to when to clear the certificate to interview to get into a role is what I would say.
So it is like a basic level or intermediate level? Like,
Okay, it is we covering. Okay, if you cover this much, I'll put you this way. If you cover this much, you could be up to you can justify your career at up to 5 years of experience as an SRE engineer.
okay.
I'll put this way. If you cover thoroughly, right, whatever I'm talking about, because I'm talking from a 17 years experience, about to become 18 years experience. I'm talking from that perspective. If I take the interview, because see, if I ask you, if you know these concepts, Kubernetes concept, I've asked you a couple of questions. If you know the cloud concepts, if you can explain me the architecture of your application, how the application flows, and if you can help me understand how do you troubleshoot the applications, how do you automate, what all I'll be asking from you, right? So up to 5 to 6 years of experience can be covered from this knowledge. That's what I would say. But now if you're 12 years, then you need to have some expertise, right? That I cannot give you just from the training. You need to get that on the field. Sounds good?
If we complete, Pranama here, if we complete this course, we will be we gain knowledge in attending the solution architect certification.
See, this is just one part. Okay. If your goal is to clear the certification, right? We are covering up to, I would say 50% here. 50% of the course. I'll guide you because we are covering not from the cloud perspective. It's not just a cloud course. Okay. It's not just a cloud course. Cloud is one part of it, very important part of it, 30% of part of it. So I'll guide you what needs to be done for you to clear the certification because there are other things. They ask scenario based questions. I'll give you a couple of scenarios, but they ask a lot of questions, right? That's how it is. So I'll guide you what needs to be done. If you follow my guidance for 1 month, you'll be able to clear the certification.
Okay.
Sir, there is a CloudWatch or ELK also covered.
Correct. CloudWatch we cover as part of cloud, AWS itself. So here we cover as part of CloudWatch. CloudWatch is the AWS service, AWS monitoring service.
ELK.
Elastic Stack, Logstash, and Kibana. That's Elastic Stack. Grafana is here. Elastic Stack is ELK. This is ELK.
Sir, with respect, actually, I am new. So, can you give your what you are like in the industry? What are your experience and how?
What do you want me to explain about my role?
About you. Yes,
Okay.
about you.
Okay. See, I have 18 years experience. I'm currently working as a principal SRE, principal site reliability engineering. Okay, with one of the reputed giants of the world. We handle millions of transactions per second. With retail, the giant. About my career, I started as a Java developer. My career, and then I've been into performance engineering, Java performance engineering, and then I've been into various automation tools like I have been system admin. I'm a DevOps consultant for about 5 years, Kubernetes expert, and that's where I am here right now working as a principal SRE. On the cloud part, I have worked on multiple cloud, hands-on, right? The architect solution in AWS, Azure, GCP, OCI. I was with Oracle as well for some time. So I have worked on OCI as well. They call it Oracle Cloud Infrastructure.
One more question, sir. Actually, just I am working I have July pass out last year, July 24 pass out. So I have got the chance to work in DevOps. So I have 6 month experience in DevOps, but right now I'm working with a company, AppDynamics. So on this, we are maintaining some you can call it this AWS support element. So from the career perspective, because I don't have total 1 year experience, so how can I do this and to enhance my career?
Right. So it's for you, right? For you, I would say this is the like is you have the perfect course, right? Because see, knowledge is what will give will take you places. Simple, right? You are working in a company, but if you only just rely on what you work and the knowledge that you get from the working, right, you will not be able to have the exponential growth. You need to project yourself that you know much more, right? First of all, and for that you need the exposure, you need the knowledge. I don't know how much you work on the cloud, what exposure you have, whether you are working on Kubernetes or not, whether you have worked on it. So that's what, right? So you need to understand what is containers. So that's what the exposure is what you need as of now, and this course is going to give you enormous exposure, I would say, because you are into DevOps, and yeah, this is the part of DevOps. I told you this is the perfect course for anybody to be for being a DevOps engineer, a SRE engineer, cloud engineer, or a production support. This course is for you.
So sir, just in these days, companies ask minimum around 2 to 2.5 year experience for this. So how I will going to compete?
So you continue to work. You continue to work where you're working, but with have good knowledge so that you can have an exponential growth.
Okay.
When you switch your company, you don't want to switch as per what you're working. You may be working on 10% of the knowledge here, right? Because when you work on a very specific thing. And when you're fresher, they will not give you a lot of things to work upon.
Yes,
Right?
definitely.
So you'll be working on 10% of this. But when you know this and when you try to explore opportunity, you will understand that you deserve much more. You can do much more, take more challenges. That confidence you will only get when you have the knowledge. See, in IT, simple, okay? You learn to earn. My simple philosophy. If you want to earn, learn.
Yes.
That's a simple philosophy in my career. So that's how it is. Nobody will teach you from the job, right? All our senior or experience here. If you just rely on the company will take care and I will only work and I will learn there. Okay, go ahead. You'll have very slow growth. But if you learn, project yourself, take challenges, that's how you switch companies and that's how you become better.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sure.
Here, I have experience in performance testing in Jmeter, and then I'm in career break as well for 4 years. I learned DevOps and performance engineering concepts. So learning this.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, continue.
Whether I'll get a job if I learn this.
See, that I cannot guarantee, right? But you'll have a much better opportunity when you know things. That's what I would say. That I cannot guarantee, right? You see, you have a career break. There will be challenges, is what I understand. Because there are a lot of companies they look at. Oh, you have taken a break. How much you know from before, right? Definitely, you will have to compromise initially on the package what you're getting. You cannot expect the same thing what you were getting before, with the same knowledge what you had before. So you need to upskill yourself. You need to risk a bit, and that's how you need to get a job somewhere and then you jump from there, is what I would do if I would be in your shoe.
Thank you.
Anything on system design you are covering?
No, I have plans. I can take one session, but again, it's going to take a huge session. But the way we talk about the solution, the way we talk about the architecture, right? I'll show you how I take up. Let's say if I talk about cloud, right? I'll show you. I'll give you the backbone of any architecture. Okay, this is a cloud, my PPT, which I usually refer. I'll talk about this. See. So I'll tell you the backbone. So when you say the VPC, right? I'm not sure if you know about this. So I'll talk about the backbone of any architecture. So I'll be covering up to this. What is public subnet, private subnets, right? Again, for the system design, you need to have a lot of other knowledge. if I talk about Kafka, let's say, if I talk about Kafka, if I talk about Cassandra, if I talk about MongoDB, if I talk about, let's say, a load balancer, we do cover load balancer, right, in our course. So you need to have that much knowledge prerequisite. Then only I can easily go over it. That's the challenge with the system design. But we do cover the backbone part of it, and we do cover load balancer, we do cover Kubernetes. So the sum part, as I told you, 5 to 6 years of experience can be justified. But if you're 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, yes, I do understand where you're coming from. You need to have system design experience. They will, any system design experience, it come with a like experienced people. Only the experienced people will be expected to know that how do you design a solution, right? That's how. At least give some hint. How to design a WhatsApp or how to design a LinkedIn? Give me a walkthrough, a blueprint. That's when a senior folks would come. This course, we are not talking about that. We're covering 5 to 6 experience. Yeah, go ahead.
In the end, can you just add like 3 classes to cover on system design? That will be helpful.
Again, you will be getting again a system design to justify, right? To justify and the knowledge, because the way we take it from scratch, to justify that I need at least 10 classes. If I talk about Kafka, let's say, and you don't understand Kafka, will you be able to like it? Will you like it?
No.
That's what. At least I need 10 classes to justify that. Because if I talk about the architecture, let's say if I show you WhatsApp architecture, I'll show you WhatsApp architecture, let's say. You have to understand every component of it. That's the fact. You need to understand how it is designed. If you don't understand the technology, you'll be gone. Like, what is this? And to justify that, you try it on your own. I would say, if you are looking for that, you go to Google, search for such things, you read on your own. If you have any question, we can discuss. That's what I would do.
There
But
would be slight difference in the system design, what they ask for dev and DevOps.
See, they ask you, I'll tell you, Naveen, I'll tell you what they ask. They want you to be comfortable with your architecture. They will ask you, if I'm the interviewer, right? I will ask you, explain me your architecture. What architecture you were working upon? If you can explain me better, that's it. I'll tell you one thing. I'll show you what I do cover as part of the course, right? When you get comfortable, this is my GitHub page. So what I cover two simple, I make you ready with two simple system design. One for the mobile, one for the web. Okay. And from the AWS perspective, I make you comfortable. I prepare you for the interview and I ask you to prepare this system design. How a web application get designed. Different components, you have it here. So once I talk about the cloud perspective, I come and explain this. Then you will understand, okay, we have Route 53 here, we have WAF here, we have CloudFront here, you have this availability zone, subnets, okay, we have databases, okay, how we're maintaining the high availability. So I come and explain here. Then you understand. So I'll give you a web application. Let's say you don't know how to answer such questions. You can explain this. You can explain the mobile part of it. So I do cover two sample system design for you to clear the interview. I do cover that. And it covers a lot of serverless services. I cover all of them here. So these two systems that I cover as part of the course.
Yeah, got it. Thanks.
Sure. Okay. Sounds good, everybody. Shall we start with our day one agenda? Any other questions? Okay, friends, let's get started now. Today we have a day one, friends. So friends, we will talk about cloud. Okay. Okay. Let me know what you understand about cloud, friends. So when you talk about cloud, what we need to talk about other thing is on-prem. Okay. When you talk about cloud, you should always talk about on-prem, and that's how you compare. So that's what we say on cloud versus on-prem, right? On-premise. What do you think, friends? What is the difference? Anybody volunteer? My session is going to be very interactive, super interactive, friends. So go ahead, try this. Don't worry about right now.
servers,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
the companies have that maintaining their own servers, like having own like mini data center, we can call it.
Data center, right? Own data center.
Yes.
That's right. How about cloud?
Cloud is the virtual server, suppose.
Like there will be a physical infra, but it is not maintained by like us. The company will maintain. We are just renting this.
Well, rent it.
Perfect. You made my day. Yeah, that's what I just believe in the simple definition. Okay, I don't want to give me some big definition. Very good. See, data center, we all know. Data center, right? If I show you the diagram of a data center, we all know about data center. How would data center look like, right? This is what a data center look like. So consider a multi-story building, let's say in the outskirts of a city, and where all the big rooms full of these kind of servers, right? Lot of investment, friends, in a data center. Think about it. You have to procure the land, multiple acres of land in the outskirts of a city. You have to construct the infrastructure, the building. You have to purchase all these hardware. Purchase. That's what purchase, right? You have to add all these hardware. These servers needs electricity. Redundant. These servers cannot run out of electricity. You need to have multiple redundant power sources. You can see this windmills and generators, like a lot of multiple redundant supplies will be there. Cannot run out of electricity. Cannot run out of internet. Multiple redundant internet providers. These servers will generate tremendous heat. Our laptop generates heat. Think about these servers. How much heat they will generate. You need to maintain the cooling temperature as well. So again, investment. You need to have for the security of this facility, you need to recruit, employ security personnel to take care of this facility. These servers may run out of order. You need to have some maintenance guy here who looks into this, can understand what is wrong, and you need to have a framework to know what is working, what is not working. Some sort of agents monitoring. So a lot of investment in setting up a data center. It's not an easy task. So from the infrastructure perspective, there is no difference. Either it's on-prem or cloud. On-prem is you are putting the money, or where you work, right? Let's say I have on-prem. Let's say where you work, your employer has the on-prem. So they have done all these investments. They call it on-prem. But when you say cloud, somebody else have done this investment. We call it cloud. AWS can do the investment. Amazon Web Services, Jeff Bezos. Microsoft Azure, Google GCP, Oracle OCI, IBM, DigitalOcean, Alibaba, all are cloud providers. So they set up such data centers across the globe. And because we know I cannot afford to set up a data center, it's a very costly thing. Or the company who is trying to build up, coming for the first like startup, they cannot afford to have this overhead of setting up this data center. What they do, they purchase the servers, storage, and they pay rent. As long as they pay the rent, they can use the service like how we stay in rented apartment. Yeah, as long as we are paying the rent, we can enjoy the services. And once you're not paying, we cannot allowed to stay there. Same thing. As long as you are paying the monthly bill of the cloud, you continue to use it. And when you don't pay it, you are not supposed to use it. They have a ways to make sure you don't have access to all these things, and they will terminate all those things. They can do that. So that's the fundamental difference. Whether you own the data center or you don't own, that's it. That's it, the difference. There is no change here. On-prem, you own everything, the data center. In cloud, you don't own it. You basically leverage somebody's data center and you pay them some sort of rent. That's the cloud for you. Now the question comes, how do I get servers? How do I get storage? What is the way? Do I need to call their call centers and get it done? No. every cloud service provider, what they have done, they have given a beautiful platform, management console. Like this is AWS console. I'm showing you. We all can create the account here. You will be doing it. We all can create the account here. It's part of free tier also. They want you to learn. See, every cloud provider, they want you to learn cloud, because if they know, more people will know about it, their business will grow, right? It's a big investment. I'll tell you about the history about Amazon. So Jeff Bezos, right, the owner, the founder of Amazon.com, the retail website, he was setting up the data center. He was setting the data center for the Amazon.com website, and he got this idea: why can't we leverage the hardware itself for others? Why can't the hardware be leveraged? So this idea came to his mind, and look at this world where he's taken him places, right? So in 2007, first time he launched AWS, and then give us a management console. This is what the users get. So we are like, this management console is like, we are the chef of our kitchen. All the items are here. We can make solution. Everything is here. You need server, you have it. You need storage, you have it. You need load balancer, you have it. You need security services, you have it. You need anything. You need auto scaling group, you have it. Kubernetes, you have it. Everything is through service. Everything is through service. Everything is through service. The Netflix that you watch, they are hosted in AWS. The entire the Netflix, the content that you watch, it is in S3. S3, simple storage service. It's a storage service. If you remember, friends, in one of the WhatsApp group, I have shared a link yesterday. I could not attend the session, so I gave you a link of the databases. Have you gone over it, friends? You know, where did I store the link, the content? I stored in S3. Come again? Yeah, Ansuman, go ahead. What did you say?
Actually, I'm no, I need to check that.
Okay, I believe you can see the WhatsApp group. I have said that. I've messaged yesterday, friends. Do you recall my message?
No, actually, I'm today enrolled.
Okay, not like, yeah, you may be not knowing. I'm just checking with others who knows it. Friends, have you gone through my message, which I've shared a database, AWS database thing in one of the WhatsApp group, which you'll be part of? Have you gone over it? Nobody? Please go over it. It's going to be very useful. I stored that file. I'm talking about this thing, friends. Why you're getting like nobody's giving me yes. Nobody got a chance to look into that. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm talking about. If you're part of this WhatsApp group, friends, if you're part of this WhatsApp group, this is what I have said yesterday. You know where I stored this MP4? You can just click on this and it will play the databases concept. You know where I've stored this? I stored in S3. Right. So if you click on this, it was stored in S3 is what I'm trying to say you. So look at this. So it is stored in S3, friends. If you look at S3, the entire Netflix content, the entire Netflix, the Amazon Prime videos that you have, the Hotstar. You use Dropbox, friends. Most of you use Dropbox. The Dropbox we used to store the web documents, right? Underneath that they use S3. So a lot of customers we have for S3. Again, it's a storage service. Entire Netflix, as I told you, is stored in S3. The EC2, Amazon Web Services. The EC2 is the server. So whatever you need, if you need the server, you need the storage, the solution is cloud, right? That's how it is. Let's just close it. So this is the platform they give you. This is the management console. All you need to do is get to this access. I'll guide you, friends, how to get this access. And that's how we need to learn. How to, when you say, do you know cloud? What do you mean? You mean that do you know how to use these services? Do you know how to create server? Do you know how to create storage? Do you know how to create solution like this? I was showing you one solution. This kind of solution, how do you do that? How do you create a mobile, modern, serverless mobile application, web application? How do you create it using cloud services? That's what we need to know. So we have everything in our console. It's all about whether you know it or not. How do you get it? So that's what, when you say, when you know cloud, that's what it means, whether you know how to use it to create a solution or not. So that's what we will be learning, friends. That's the basic fundamentals of cloud. Okay, so we talked about what is cloud, like in a layman term, the history of cloud, the AWS, how it came into existence. So Jeff Bezos, right, 2007. You know, the three services they launched. Jeff Bezos, you know, the first three services which were launched in 2007. It was, friends, EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud, to get the server. This is to get the server. S3, the storage service, simple storage service, and SQS, simple queue service. Developers writing and they want to put in the queue so that they doesn't get lost all those requests. So these are the three services. It was launched in 2007. Can you guys guess how many services they have right now as you speak?
I think 500 plus.
No, that's too much. 200 plus they have. Okay. 200 plus. We don't need to know all of them, but we need to definitely know 30 of them so that at least we can say that we have a decent knowledge of AWS, because they have services for every use case. If you want to work on robotics, you have a service. You want to work on Internet of Things, you have a service. You want to robotics, satellites, Internet of Things, game development, mobile web applications. So they have a service for everything. We don't need to know all of them. As part of our thing, we'll be covering up to 25 to 30 services we'll be covering here. Slowly, one by one. What do we do in storage? When we get the server, what do we do? EC2 is the service name. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. EC2 is the service name. Elastic Compute Cloud. It is the service name. We get the server. What do we do with the server? Tell me.
We can use it, right?
Yeah, we use, right? We have web server. We need to deploy our web application server, databases, so many things. We run it, right? And the pricing model, how it works, the more you use, the more the server you use for more number of time, you'll have to pay more. So it's pay as you go. The pricing model is pay as you go, we call it. You need to pay more for more usage. So that's when the auto scaling becomes very important. I'll give you one of the better example. I believe all of you have watched the World Cup, the Champions Trophy, right? In the Hotstar. You must be seeing, right, during the match, or the IPL right now going on, right? You must be seeing during the match, the streaming, how many connections happens, right? In the crores, you can see on the right side, top right side. So they do that during the live when they request increases, they do increase auto scaling. They do increase auto scaling during that time. Only for the match duration time, the servers are scaled up. More users will try to stream. More servers will get generated. Will be scaled out. And the moment the traffic decreases, the servers also decreases. So that's how they manage the cost. Hotstar uses AWS. If they will run all the servers all the time, their cost will shoot up. They will have to pay a lot of amount to AWS. So they only need the more number of servers when there is a more number of streaming connections. So auto scaling is very important in cloud, and we'll talk about this. If you go to EC2 service, you get to see the load, but we'll talk about load balancer here. We'll talk about auto scaling group. How do you auto scale? Right? We'll talk about all of these things. Right, friends? I don't want to just put you, friends, all of you, a lot of information today. I'll keep it brief, simple. We have just started on the cloud part. So friends, I would like you to how to create the account. I'll guide you, friends. And those who are interested, go ahead with this. OK, please create the account. We would need this from. So we'll be meeting, friends. Those who want to get enrolled, please get enrolled. And we'll be starting our course from the next week onwards. So then go to incognito window. You can go normal and type aws.amazon.com. I'm guiding you how do you create the AWS account. OK, it's a free tier for 1 year. Anybody can use it. It's a free. So that you will not be able to, you will not be incurring cost. I'll guide you how do you make sure that you don't incur cost. I'll guide you. But for that, for the hands-on from your side, you need to have the account with you. So go to aws.amazon.com. Like Amazon.com, everybody knows, right? So go to aws.amazon.com and you need to sign up, friends. Create an AWS account and sign up. Like, how do you sign up to any social media platform? Sign up. Give your email address, some username. You will be given. You'll be asked to provide your credit card details, friends. I'll tell you. They will not detect the amount because I have been using this AWS for quite some time now. Just to verify your card, they will detect INR2 from Indian card. If you have international card, they will detect $1. I think they will return also. Yes, they will return also. But they want to check whether you're a genuine user or not. So they will ask for the details of your credit card. So you need to verify, you need to give that to verify, and they will not auto detect. Let's say you may think, no, if I get the cloud, will they auto detect? No, they will not auto detect. If you're not paying, they will suspend the account, but they will not auto detect any amount. That I can tell you for sure because I have been using this. Even if I don't pay the bill, they don't auto detect. I need to pay myself. Few debit card also works. I have tried ICICI cards, debit card. They also work. So you can try with your debit card also. It works. So but you have to put the details. So please provide your email address, account name, and just complete the process, friends. And you'll be given option. Why do you want to use AWS? Use personal learning. Use that. Select free tier. You'll be given an option. Just one option you'll be getting. In 2-3 steps, you'll be getting an option. So use personal for personal learning. You want to use that and use free tier. Keep this in mind, and this process will take 5 minutes. You can do this right now if you want. You can do it later. We would need this cloud account with you for you. We need this from the next session. Okay, friends. Any questions so far?
Yes. To register this AWS, it's a free of cost, right?
It will not. They give it. If you look at this, right, this website, they give a lot of services for free. So you can use the services and they will not, as long as you are meeting, there are some guidelines. As long as you're meeting the guidelines, like you cannot get 4 core, 8 core, 100 core machine, right? You will get 1 core, 1 GB VM virtual machine. So you need to follow what they're asking. And 12 months it's free, 750 hours is free. But if as long as you are following their guidelines, so I'll tell you about that. You will not incur cost. So as part of free tier, you all will be learning, friends. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, but to take any particular services, such as your tool like EC2, for that we have to pay some amount, I guess.
Again, I'm telling you, right? There are some 750 hours free.
Okay. So in
But you need
750
to
hours,
give.
we can use this service.
But you need to use 1 core, 1 GB. See, you cannot ask for 100 core machine, right? Bigger core. They will not give you that bigger core for free, because why you need that bigger node for learning, right? They will simply. So you need to use 1 core, 1 GB RAM. I'll guide you about the instance type. This is called T2.micro or T3.micro. That has only 1 VCP, 1 GB RAM. As long as you're using this, you will not incur any cost for 750 hours, even if you're running. Sounds good?
But we have to, like, within 750 hours, whatever we are using, it will be free of cost only, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
You can store up to 5 GB of data in S3. You can use a database of 750 hours. There are a lot of services they are giving for free for you to try, for us to try. Okay. So don't worry about the cost perspective. Just create the account and rest all the things to me. Follow my instructions. You will not be incurring cost. Don't worry. Like I have not part of free tier now. My old account is there. And highest bill that I have paid is like 500, 600 rupees. Just because I have been using a lot of things, because I'm not part of free tier also, and I create a lot of services. So I pay 500, 600 rupees per month. So that's what I have been paying. And there's a billing service. Like you can check your bills. You can go to Cost Explorer and check your bills. What is the bills for 1 year? I can check this. So look at this. So I'm showing you last 6 months of bill. Look at this. My bill mostly it's around like $5, right? This $8. Mostly it has gone up to $18. And like mostly it's around $3. So that's how my bill has been. So it's not, though I'm not a part of free tier. That's what I'm saying. But you are a part of free tier, you don't need to worry about it. Okay, friends, don't worry about the cost. I'll be.
Pranama here, like, is there a possibility of a remote kind of work in this course, like remote kind of job?
I could not get your question. Could you repeat that?
Will there be a possibility of more remote kind of job when we learn this course?
It's not about the course. It's about any job have it remote. That you need to explore, right? I cannot give you a remote job like this course learning. Yes, you have a remote job? Yes, in my last one of the company where I completely work from home. Depends on where you work. Can you get it? Yes, there are options. So
Sir, I think I have got clear about the course, sir. But I have an issue with the timing because for like now I have to work according to Eastern time zones. So how?
yeah, so you can. My weekends batch have started, but that have already started. Okay. Else I would have suggested you to join Saturday, Sunday evening batches, 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. But that has already started. So you need to wait for 3 months, 2.5 months minimum for that batch to complete. Then only I'll start the new batch.
How like it is already started since?
Yeah, weekends batch. We have started. It's been 8 sessions there. Yeah.
8 sessions. Okay.
Yeah, if you look at this, my weekend batch is this is the weekend batch. So yeah, a lot of so we share this kind of information. This is my weekends batch. So in March only we started. So yeah, 8 to 9 sessions have happened. Yeah, so you'll be added to a WhatsApp group once you get enrolled, and further communication will be made there. I'll be sharing a meeting link, separate meeting link with you. So yeah, those who are looking forward to join, please take a call. We'll be meeting next week, friends. So that's all. I'll keep it simple for today. That's all for today, friends. Please create the account. We would need this in the next session. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. If you have any question, feel free to ask. Okay, we're good. Thank you so much.